This meeting of the Fremont County Board of County Commissioners is called to order. Welcome this morning. Today we have Joe Garkovich with Mercy Today Ministries. Thank you for being here, Joe. For our invocation, followed immediately by our Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise.
Let us pray. Almighty God, we thank you for this day, another day in which to serve you. As this group of dedicated public servants gathers to do this important work, I pray that you would bless them with courage and compassion and wisdom to make the best decisions for all the residents of Fremont County. And I would also like to lift up all of our county employees this day, and I ask you to watch over them and guide them in all that they say and in all that they do. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Grantham.
Here.
Commissioner McFall.
Present.
Commissioner Bell.
Present.
Assistant County Attorney Bellis.
Present.
County Manager Carochi.
Present.
Planning and Zoning Director Victoria.
Present.
Approval of the agenda.
Mr. Chair, we have one minor change to make to today's agenda. That will be on page 2 under number 7-1A. We have no county clerk's monthly report this month. We will remove that item and re-letter item B up to item A. With that change, I move for approval of today's agenda.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded as amended. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Consent agenda.
Mr. Chair, I would like to point out under the consent agenda, we have resolution number 42. I'd fill in that blank for number 42 for that resolution, and we're also scheduling public hearings for January 9th for the rewrite of Chapter 2, Chapter 5, General Requirements, Chapter 7 of our building, of our zoning regulations. So I would move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay. Has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Now move on to our administrative and informational portion of our meeting. We start with our county manager report, Mr. Tony Carochi.
All right. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So we'll start with job opportunities that we have posted in our county. At the Fremont County Sheriff's Department, we have a master control officer and an ongoing posting for detention deputies. The Department of Human Services, we have an economic security technician, adult intake. We have a social caseworker in core. We have a caseworker 1, 2, 3 elementary school age position. We have a resource family specialist position and a caseworker for the adolescent ongoing team. And in our facilities department, we have a custodian vacancy. So for more information about employment opportunities within Fremont County, please go to our county website at fremontco.com, or you can call our HR department at 719-276-7410. One of the greatest gifts to any organization is dedicated employees. And I want to take this time to express our sincere appreciation for our custodial staff, who for the past month have been working very diligently to ensure that our new Christmas decorations were put up in the county administration building. They worked some very long hours the past month and even worked some of their days off to make our county admin building look so beautiful. So I want to thank Evelyn Campbell, Ken Deere, Indira Lottig, Justin Melton, Jen Odell, Brenda Pilcher, John Anderson, and Amber Zank Bawaz. If you haven't had a chance to come to the county admin and view our beautiful Christmas decorations, please take time to come down here and look at them. I know our employees appreciate it, and I know the citizens that come into the building really appreciate it, and it just really contributed to the spirit of Christmas. So again, thank you very much. I actually took a few pictures that I meant to put up while I was talking, but you can see how beautiful they are. And it's always more beautiful with the American flag. So they've just done a wonderful job, so thank you. That's all I have, sir.
Just a quick note on that, don't stand by the rail too close, because you get glitter all over you. I saw a friend do that, it wasn't me. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Tony, and a good reminder on the scenery that we have outside of this room and the main atrium there, and it's fantastic. I mean, we're hearing comments all the time on it, and so we're very pleased with how things turned out, and grateful for the great work that you all did. So thank you, guys. Any comments from?
Yeah, I've got a couple of
colleagues?
things I'd like to say, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Please.
We have been fortunate enough to hire a grant writer, and we're constantly looking for monies out there for everything. There's money out there, grants available for so many different things, but you got to kind of look for it and know how to apply for them to get those. And recently we've been awarded 2 grants that I just want to let people know about they're kind of small, but they're huge. I mean, some grants are millions of dollars, but we were recently applied for and awarded an underfunded courthouse grant committee grant. I was talking about this before we started the meeting, when you have a committee, and I sit on this committee, it's a statewide committee, but underfunded courthouse. That tells you right away that all of our courthouses are underfunded. We have unfunded mandates. We have to keep that building up. We have to keep it usable for the public and the state courts. But our building out here is 30 years old. Is that what it is? Something like that. It's old, and the carpet's the same carpet that's been in there since it was built. So we applied for the grant to replace the carpet on the first floor. We're going to do it in sections, and also on one of the doors we put in a grant in the grant application for a secure door. We have a door that's kind of unsecured out there and could cause potential bad things to happen, whether people coming in or going out. So we're going to get that fixed. So we were awarded $97,727 for that grant, and we've applied for a DOLA match grant, because it is matching funds. We've applied for a DOLA grant, which was on our consent agenda today, just confirming your signature on that. But that's one good one we got. Another one that we just got notified last week, I think it was, there's a off-system bridge fund, and we were awarded full funding for a bridge on 67, I believe, isn't it, Mike? Phantom Canyon Road, right, for $95,147 to fix that bridge. So, like I say, that's a lot of money, but those are small grants compared to some that are out there. But every little bit helps, and it helps us be able to finish these projects to keep everyone safe and keep our roads going and all that kind of stuff. One other thing I want to mention, of course, is fire danger. It's still kind of dry out there. The 1,000-hour fuels are under 12%, 11.2%. I mentioned that a time or two ago, and just kind of want to explain. 1,000-hour fuels are tree trunks, basically, the logs. It takes those a little longer to lose their moisture, so they'll burn a lot or have a little more moisture longer. 100-hour fuels are the branches and stuff under 3 inches, and the shrubs and different things that are dry in the forest. So those are probably completely dry. So the fire danger is pretty moderate. It's kind of high. It's really dry out there. With these winds, until we get a little bit more moisture, it's going to be important that everybody pays attention to what's going on out there and be safe. And last of all, I'm just excited for this day. I look forward to this every year, because we get to introduce the employees that were recognized for Employee of the Year and announce the winner. So I'm happy. Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir.
Well, now that Commissioner McFall has taken up pretty much everything that everyone was going to say. No, I just wanted to chime in with what our county manager, Tony Carochi, said about our staff and the incredible work that they have done on the decorations for this building. It's been in the works for, believe it or not, over a year. We started having conversations over a year ago. And I know that our supervisory custodian, Evelyn Campbell, worked really, really hard along with her staff to find suitable decorations, but she couldn't find exactly what she wanted, and they ended up pretty much hand-making almost everything that's in this building. It has taken them weeks on end. I came down and visited a time or two when they were working in the vault and told them that I hope this wasn't destroying their Christmas spirit, and I got a couple of grumbles back. But I'm pretty sure that once the decorations all got up, all that Christmas spirit came back, because I will tell you, every person who walks in this building just looks around and it's like, wow. So also, just shout out from me, thank you all so very much for the work that you do. And again, to echo what Dwayne just said, this really is one of our favorite meetings of the year, because we do get to congratulate our own staff for the work that they do every single day, all year long. And we so appreciate every one of you, whether you're standing in front of us this morning to receive this letter or not. We really do appreciate each of you, so thank you.
Thank you for that, Commissioners, and I'll echo that as well. It is our favorite one of the year, my favorite, certainly, getting to recognize all the employees and all the wonderful work that they have done for the county and for the citizens. At least for the last 3 years, it's been my favorite one. I think next year I'll have one particular meeting that will surpass even that, and that will be when I hand off this gavel to somebody else. But that being said, he thinks. Yes, Mr. Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm kind of concerned that Commissioner McFall didn't mention the fire danger out there.
He did. He did.
Oh, I missed that. Dang.
He gets that awareness from his dad.
I was thinking of what I
Indeed he
really had
does.
to say, and a huge shout out and thank you to the City of Canyon City Parks Road and Bridge Department. I put a phone call in probably beginning of November, letting them know that the alleyway in between the parking lot and the garden park building was deteriorating to the point where the 88 parking spots that were over there could no longer be utilized for the upcoming 3 elections we're having next year. And so I had mentioned that to them, and they immediately responded the next day saying, "What do you need done?" And it is almost done. They repaved the parking lot right there, replaced a lot of the concrete where the 88 parking spots are, so that people can actually access the garden park front door building without having to worry about getting stuck in the gravel or slipping or falling if they have crutches. So huge, huge shout out to City of Canyon City for the work that they did, and we are now back in compliance for the next 3 elections, so I appreciate them.
Maybe the Mayor Pro Tem can pass along our thanks for that. Thank you, sir.
And I would just like to throw a name out there. I believe Tony Falgene is the street supervisor for the city. And so Tony and his entire crew do an amazing job. You're right.
Absolutely.
So thanks for that shout out. Well deserved.
Okay. Any other comments or updates? We have one member of the community signed up to speak during this time for this portion of the citizens who wish to address the commissioners on a matter not scheduled on the agenda, and that is George Hall. Where are you at, George? There you are.
Morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Great festive times here. I love it. I don't like to be a bearer of bad news, but I've got 2 things I want to talk to you about today. One of them is a letter, and if I can,
Yeah.
I got copies of it. This is a letter that I actually give to everybody on September 7th of this past year. At this point in time, we have not heard anything from you guys, had no response whatsoever, had nothing come in to me in writing, have no information on it. It's as though you guys are just ignoring it and haven't even replied to us. I know that it was given to you because I hand-delivered it to Mr. Grantham.
Is this in with planning and zoning right now?
No, this was recorded in 2021. Ms. Bell signed the plat. We went through a boundary line adjustment on it, through the county planning department, followed all of their procedures, had a title commitment done on it, recorded it, went through all the proper processes and everything, and it is not being recognized at the county clerk and recorder's office, or county assessor's office, and it's causing some issues and concerns about taxing for my clients on it. We just want to get an answer on what's going on, and we haven't received anything. I mean, we did this in September 7th. We're looking at 3 months ago. We haven't got any response from you guys. Now, I will go on to a second thing. I'll wait for an answer on that. We can deal with that later. The other issue that I have going on is I just received a letter from the planning department on another development that we are in the process of working on. We feel that we have met all of the submittal requirements and everything. We wanted to go to this last planning and zoning meeting to have with them and everything. We were denied access to go to that planning and zoning meeting. We've come back with a new letter just this last Thursday requiring us or wanting us to respond to some regulations that are not even in the subdivision code. And I don't believe that's right. We want to go forward with this project. We want to get on the next available planning and zoning meeting and go to the commission and move forward with this thing that feels like we're just getting stonewalled. If there is anything that you guys could do with assisting us with this situation, we would really appreciate it. Which I don't, now I'll go on to another little topic. I know I'm just babbling, so to speak. It's come to my attention over the past 4 or 5 months that there are about 4 or 5 people that have been doing things in the county, taxpayers trying to get things done, and they have made the statement that they're not going to be working in this county any longer because things are just too difficult to be dealing with. I would like to see things streamlined. I'd like to see things dealt with in a different fashion so that things can be done timely and not have so many obstacles. It feels as though the county's getting a reputation of don't come to Fremont County. I'm sorry to say it that way, guys.
I haven't heard a thing from anybody, George.
I know you haven't. That's why I'm bringing it to your attention. If you don't know about it, you're not going
Still don't know
to be
about it.
able to do anything
We still
about
don't know
it.
about it, George. You saying that doesn't tell us what the problem is,
Well,
if there's a problem.
I am available. We can discuss it. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you, George. Appreciate it. Next item on our agenda, we don't have any old business to cover today. On to new business, and I think the reason why we have a full crowd here today. Our 2023 Employee of the Year. Again, this is a great opportunity to highlight all the great work that our Fremont County employees are doing and have been doing over the course of the last year and over the course of their entire employment here with Fremont County. Every couple of weeks when we have new hires, whoever is the chair gets the privilege of going to greeting the new hires. And one of the things I know that we tell them is that we're really proud of the team that we have assembled here, really proud of everything that goes on here in the county with our employees, and what a great crew we have in every department and across all of the different elected officials' offices. Really proud of everything that we have going on here in the county. We had several nominees that we have letters for each of the nominees. And what we're going to do is read each of these letters. And if it's your letter, I'd ask you to please stand at your place in the audience so that everybody can recognize you. And then we'll do that for each of these nominees. And then we will present the winner of our Employee of the Year. And we'll have some time for some pictures down front, so don't run away. Don't run away. We want pictures with you. We want proof. No, I was just kidding.
I love how they're all pointing at each other like, he's talking to you. You need to know, you're going to have to stay here. So you all know each other really well.
So let's begin. Let's start with Commissioner Bell. These are read in no particular order, so we'll just read these letters, and if you'll stand in your spot, and we will proceed. Commissioner.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. One thing I would like to note, and I'm not going to say who it was, but one of our nominees today received about 8 different nominations from different folks, and others also received multiple, so just the number of letters we read today does not accurately reflect the number of nominations that we received. So, okay, we're starting this morning with Evelyn Campbell. Evelyn is our supervisory custodian. All of the letters read as follows. Congratulations on being nominated by your coworkers for the Fremont County Employee of the Year for 2023. The fact that your coworkers nominated you for this recognition displays their appreciation for your contributions to the county, whether it be in your department, your service to the community, or for the overall good of the county. And then each letter is also personalized. So here are Evelyn's specific details on why her coworkers believe she is deserving of such recognition. For caring dearly about her staff, for going above and beyond, and for being a team player and a great communicator. And certainly, it is without question the county is a better workplace with you being a part of it.
All right, I've got the next one. So it's Miss Susie Veach. If you'll stand up. Okay, now stand up. Oh, I'm just kidding. Thanks, Susie. So that, as Commissioner Bell said, the first part of the letters are the same, but then we'll get to her specific nominations for details on why she was nominated. And as for being a dedicated, hardworking, and having outstanding customer service, for having a positivity in any situation, and for taking pride in a job she does and being easy to work with. Thank you, Susie. Appreciate you.
And my letter is for Timothy Fisher. There you are. Again, this the letter is similar in the first paragraph. The specifics for Deputy Fisher. Your nomination contained the following specific details and why your coworkers believe you are deserving of such recognition: for being a great communicator, for making sure things are carried out morally, legally, and in a timely manner, and for having knowledge and experience that is priceless. So thank you, Timothy. Really appreciate your work.
Up next is Amanda Witt. Amanda is a special projects coordinator with the Department of Human Services. And Amanda, what you are being recognized specifically for today is expanding the Fremont Interagency Oversight Group involvement in the community to provide beneficial services to families and especially to children, for performing many hours of outreach to promote services available to community members, and for being a huge asset to the department and an even greater asset to the community. Amanda, thank you so much for everything you do for the county.
I got to go back to Susie for a second, because those in the room may know, but the millions around the world don't know that she works in the assessor's office. She's a deputy assessor. So we'll get that in there. Forgot that part. My next one is Child Welfare Supervisor Shannon Troutman. There she is. So her nomination specific details are for taking her position with enthusiasm, for taking extra care in difficult cases while increasing her skill set, and for providing expert testimony and having empathy for her work with families. Thank you for your service. Appreciate you.
Next, we have Jennifer Odell. with our custodian with facilities and maintenance, and the specifics for your nominations. Deserving of such recognition for being very kind and considerate and always having a smile on her face, for always going above and beyond, and for caring about the comfort of all staff. So Jennifer, thank you very much.
Next is someone who's very familiar to Fremont County, especially to the veterans here. So Marty Peak, please rise. Marty stands as our veteran service officer. He's been doing an amazing job. He is being recognized today specifically for using exceptional knowledge of veterans' benefits to improve the quality of life for local veterans, for attending community outreach during his days off and evenings and weekends. Also for working tirelessly to deliver high-quality, accurate customer service and benefit information. Marty, thank you so very much for making a difference in the lives of the veterans here in Fremont County.
Next, we have a facilities and maintenance, George Meffley. Where's George? There he is. George's specifics: for always being quick to respond when asked for help, for spending so much time and care on the administration building lawn, and for always being hard at work. We appreciate you a lot, George. You do a lot for us. Thank you.
Next, we have Angela Neer, Case Manager 2, Child Care with DHS. And the specifics on your nominations: deserving of such recognition for ensuring the optimal efficiency of the Child Care Assistance Program, for keeping a smile on her face amidst the chaos of increased caseloads and department needs, and for taking time to assist internal and external customers to the best of her ability. Thank you, Angela. One and one.
Okay. All right, up next, Kyle Mahoney. Kyle is an IT technician in our information technology department. Kyle, you are being recognized today for always going above and beyond in your daily position, for being hardworking and resourceful, because we all know IT doesn't always do what IT is supposed to do, and for finding a solution and never backing down from a challenge. Technology definitely is challenging, and we appreciate the work that you do on behalf of all of us every single day. So thank you, Kyle.
You know, was that a dig?
No, that was that technology never works appropriately.
Oh, okay. I was just making
So,
sure.
no,
I
that was
didn't
not
want there to
a
be any mystery when your computer stops working
departmental
today.
dig. Not a departmental. Technology is great when it works, but he's here to help us assure that it stays working. So,
Oh, okay.
yes,
Explain,
My
please.
turn?
like you didn't know that.
Anna Carochi. She is our homeless outreach and support specialist. And her specific details are for having a true and caring passion for serving the homeless population, for assisting with meal delivery and making sure clients have the basics, and for being there in times of need, whether it's during work hours or not. We appreciate what you do. Thank you.
Well, thank you all. That is all of our nominees, and what a great great crew to choose from, and what a difficult decision, honestly, for making for deciding who the employee of the year was going to be. Could you all stand again, all the nominees?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Thank you all. As Commissioner Bell just reminded me, who chooses this is all the elected officials. The group of elected officials here in Fremont County takes all the nominations, and then we decide from there who the employee of the year is. So I will read a portion of the letter for our nominee, and then I will invite all of you to come up for a picture as we present the letters and present the award for the employee of the year. As Well, it says your contributions to the county are appreciated as stated in your nomination. You're being very kind and considerate, always having a smile on your face, always going above and beyond, caring about the comfort of all staff. You reflect pride in Fremont County, and your years of loyal service are commendable. The county is a better place with you as part of it. Your picture will be posted in the commons area of the county administration building for the next year. Please accept this certificate and monetary award in recognition of your accomplishments. To this year's
Dun, dun, dun.
dun, dun, dun. This year's Employee of the Year award goes to Jennifer Odell. Let's go down here. Let's get a picture or two or 12.
Put that smile on.
Now let's get them all the nominations. Let's see, I'm gonna sneak in.
Squish in. Squish. Squish in.
Wrong side of the picture.
I don't see
What's the problem?
All right, you might have to direct us.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Did we lose Dwayne?
Oh, you went to get that box to
Oh, okay.
Jen.
I'll read part of it, but I don't think I need to read all of it. You all looked up?
Comments, not my computer.
See? That's what you get.
There we go.
We do our best.
That's what we do.
It's what we do.
All right.
I got it.
Got it.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, now on with our agenda. Item number 2 is resolution number 43, series of 2023, appointing the Veteran Service Officer for a term from January 10, 2024 to January 9, 2026. For this, I think, turn to Commissioner Bell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you all just heard, our current veteran officer is Marty Peak, and Marty has done an excellent job working for all of the veterans of Fremont County. He goes truly above and beyond. He has done things personally for veterans who he met here who are needy in one way or another. He met them here through his position, befriended them, and he continues to work with them on a personal level. So I think the three of us are more than happy to reappoint Marty to this. Mr. Chair, if I may, I'd like to read just part of this resolution. Whereas on December 28th of 2021, the Board of Commissioners approved Resolution 48, Series of 2021, which appointed Martin Peak as a Fremont County Veteran Services Officer for a term ending January 9th of 2024. Whereas Martin Peak has performed well in his position as Veteran Service Officer and has notified the Board of Commissioners of his desire to continue serving for another term. And whereas the Fremont County Board of Commissioners has determined that Martin Peak has performed well as Veteran Service Officer in his second term, is well qualified based on his education and experience to perform the duties of County Veteran Service Officer, and is confident that Marty Peak will continue to successfully perform the duties and assume the responsibilities of Veteran Service Officer, and should be appointed to serve another 2-year term of office commencing January 10th of 2024 and ending January 9th of 2026. With that, Mr. Chair, I move to reappoint Martin Peak as a County Veteran Service Officer for a term from January 10th of 2024 through January 9th of 2026.
Okay.
I will second that with a note that it's resolution number 43.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Any further discussion?
Absolutely. Marty, can't thank you enough for the work that you're doing out there for our veterans. We appreciate you. I've actually used what you do as an example to others counties who ask, how can we get veterans involved? What can we do? Where can we go? And stuff that you've told me that you've done, I've mentioned to them that that's how you do it, and it's working well for you, and I hope they're implementing it as well to help veterans there. So thank you for what you do. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, Marty, and it's going to be a pleasure and an honor to be able to make this reappointment. So thank you for all the work that you're doing, and to your compadre there sitting with you, and the great things happening in the office up there. Mr. Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I usually don't interject in these, but the amount of individuals that come through my office, whether it be motor vehicle, whether it be recording, the amount of people that come in and say thank you that Marty is up there. He helps with so much when it comes to veterans and stuff that they need for not just motor vehicle, but to make sure they're getting their DD-214s recorded so they're not lost in transition. So a huge thank you to everything that he does, and know that the public absolutely hears it, and we hear it down in our office day in and day out. So thank you very much.
Great. Any further discussion?
Just one more quick note,
You bet.
as Commissioner McFall just pointed out, he does have a partner in service who is here with us this morning as well. Tricia Hill has recently been appointed as a full-fledged, full-standing Fremont County Veteran Service Officer as well. And so we also appreciate her service. She's learning from the best. And she's also providing services that we haven't seen yet in Fremont County. So great department. You guys are just rocking it. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. With no further discussion, roll call.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And the last item on our agenda, huh?
Was he going to give us an update?
Oh, we did ask him to do that.
Weren't we going to? Yes.
We were.
Would you like
And
to
we
come up
did.
and give us
Thank
an
you.
update?
Yes, they are.
Thank you for the reminder.
And I actually thought of the wall out at the park as well, if you had mentioned that.
Absolutely. So we're doing things in the Veteran Service Office, expanding. Fremont County was in the in-between zone between big enough to have full-time service or small enough to have part-time service. Many counties that were smaller than us were expanding to full-time, so I thought it was a good time for Fremont County to do that. So we've expanded to now 2 veteran service officers, and the intention is to have a 40-hour week, just like the rest of the county. So when the county admin building is open, the veteran service office will be open. To that end, Tricia is completely trained, accredited. Everything's going to be smooth. We're getting our mind wrapped around the new policy and procedures at the state level, some of the requirements that the state legislation is putting on Veteran Service Office. So we're going to try to have everything straight and flying appropriately. One of the unique things here in Fremont County is we have a veteran service or a veteran memorial wall out at the airport. We're rapidly running out of pavers there. I think the best plan forward, this is my opinion, obviously subject to change, but I think the best plan forward is to continue having community sponsorship of that. It was funded and built essentially by the community. It's just maintained by the county. So we're soliciting all the different veteran service organizations in the county and definitely letting them all know that this is coming. So sometime in the next 5 years, maybe longer, depending on how fast the pavers go, we're essentially gonna run out of pavers on the interior facing part of the wall. And we're looking at the idea of finishing the back side of the wall, taking the facade down and putting pavers and a sidewalk around the back side, essentially adding 2,200 and some pavers, extending the life expectancy for another 20 years or so. So that's what we're working on, one of the things that we're working on. So expansion, the veteran service wall. We did a lot of advertising. We were doing a lot of outreach, radio spots, newspaper spots. There's a bunch of things going on. So the county is adequately prepared. One of the last things, and then I'll finish, is we're trying to move to new IT and get our capabilities up to where we can do electronic filing, electronic signatures, remote locations, Wi-Fi hotspot, and be able to perform our office functions in any location. So some of our surrounding counties are providing services and supporting each other. An example would be like during Blossom, maybe Custer County, Chaffee County, Pueblo comes here, and we'll have multiple veteran service officers be able to handle walk-in traffic of 3, 4, 5, 6 vets at a time and be able to perform that. And then, of course, we'll go help them when they do their events also. So we're getting bigger and better. And then obviously our office has moved upstairs, and we now have a waiting area, and privacy concerns have been addressed. And we have like a display cabinet that we're setting up with memorabilia and doing some historical stuff that's kind of important too. So we're getting better, I think. Yes. And thank you, Tricia. Last week, we had our first women's veterans group meeting. And when Tricia came on board, one of her important pieces to bring to our office and our organization was to expand to a women's veterans group. And you had what, 11 or 12? 11, 12 female veterans. And so we're going to be doing that and hosting that here in the office. So we're expanding, doing better.
That's awesome.
Any questions?
I think all of us remarked on that day, we walked by the office as we were coming up to a meeting up here in Fishbowl, and we're like, what in the world's going on down there? Because we could see the circle of chairs and all the ladies in there, and so then of course we realized what was going on, or we were told at least. So
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That came about 2 different ways. We had one day where we were inundated with traffic, and we had 60-some people through the office that day, and we just could not keep up. And fortunately, somebody brought donuts, we had coffee, and there was just tons of veterans in the office, and they were all enjoying each other's companionship, even though they were waiting for service, right? So we looked at that and we said, hey, this is something we really should look at. And then in September, the state brought in a women's veterans service officer specific for females. And Trish spoke with her, and it's grown into now Fremont County is moving towards that right at the same time the state is implementing something. So I mean, we're really on the cutting edge of that, really. So thank you, Tricia.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Any questions?
No questions, just again, a huge shout out. Thank you both so very much for the
Oh,
work that you
you're
do.
more than welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, trying to get ahead of myself now. All the grief I'm getting from, Commissioner McFall over my long meetings over the last couple of 3 months. I guess I was trying to bolt my way through it here. But thank you for putting on the brakes and so we can get that update from Mr. Pete. Now, our last item on the agenda, item number 3, update from Congresswoman Brittany Pedersen's office with her Regional Director and Outreach Coordinator, Justin Kirk. Mr. Kirk,
Good morning.
please.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
And I want to thank everybody for having me come share a few things that the Congresswoman has been up to on our behalf in DC. The 4, I'm going to try and keep it short because I know I'm the last ticket here, but the 4.
Oh, you've got about 3.5 hours.
You got it, yeah.
The long meeting.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well,
Lenny, find that off button back there.
let me get settled in then. Yeah, he said your mic's not on, by the way. Yeah. Okay. First one is PILT, the PILT bill that the Congresswoman introduced in October with the assistance from Commissioner McFall on that wording. We sincerely appreciate what your effort in that, and we know it's not finished. We know the help getting that across the finish line is not done.
Justin, would you just explain briefly what PILT is for those
Absolutely.
who
The
may not
payment
know?
thank you for that, Commissioner. The payment in lieu of taxes bill, which would make, or rather the permanent payment in lieu of taxes bill, which would make PILT permanent, something that's been, asked for quite some time. The Congresswoman heard that concern, that desire from elected officials and said, yeah, we're going to take this up. So in doing so, she's found some partners in that's going to be co-led by Republican out of California, Representative Duarte. It's also been endorsed by NACO and assigned to the Committee on Natural Resources. One of the DC staff members, Katie, who Commissioner McFall and others have been in contact with, she's meeting with committee staff on that in the near future, and we're currently, working on getting a variety of Republicans and Democrats to endorse and support the bill. Congresswoman's hard at work doing that, trying to work out those co-endorsements, those co-leads. The 1099 bill, which was submitted just before that permanent PILT bill, which also came from input from Commissioner McFall. And this one I want to share is also a Republican co-led bill with the Representative LaMalfa also out of California as the co-lead. It's also endorsed by NACO and has been assigned to the Ways and Means Committee in the House. Again, Katie, the DC staff member, hard at work trying to find where in the committee process that sits. She's basically looking at a tax package this year that is expected, and it would be a good omnibus to bring that bill alongside, because it is, of course, a 1099 bill, which would increase the amount a homeowner or landowner could claim on their taxes in mitigation efforts, or rather could reduce their tax liability in mitigation efforts to prevent wildfires from impacting them.
And actually,
Other natural disasters.
And actually,
too.
not just wildfires, started out as wildfires.
Yes, thank you for that
And with coordination between the staff up there.
Yeah.
And it became natural disaster mitigation simply because that was right after the large fire in Maui and a hurricane somewhere else. And,
Yes.
I mean, it's just all over the
And
place, so.
we know Colorado is also vulnerable to flooding, some tornadic activity. We'll just stop there so we don't bring any bad juju here. So, the Healthy Watersheds, Healthy Communities Act has also recently been submitted as a bill. It's been co-led by Representative Caraveo, Representative Neguse, and then 3 Republicans out of Arizona, Wyoming, and Nebraska, respectively. That one aims to improve what's called the PL 566 program by streamlining the program planning and administrative processes in a way that creates parity with funding allocations between Southwest states and others in the nation. The Senate companion bill introduced by Senator Bennett is also bipartisan. It's has Senator Fisher out of Nebraska, as well as Senator Merkley out of Oregon. That one I need to do a bit more reading on, but the title, Healthy Watersheds, Healthy Communities, should give you at least, I think, a taste of what it will do. I'm happy to get more information on it, though, for you. Community project funding requests that were submitted much earlier this year are, the one that applies to Fremont County here is Upper Arkansas Council of Governments request that came as a request for $255,000 to assist in purchasing land to develop, it's an acquisition of property to develop single-family owner-occupied housing. And it's right now riding on the what's called the T-HUD bill, the Transportation, Housing, and let me make sure I have that right. Yes, Transportation, Housing, and I think Rural Development. But I'll work on my acronyms too. The bill isn't passed yet. It's not passed the House, but the big step that the bill took was getting out of committee, out of the Appropriations Committee earlier this year, and don't want to understate the importance of that benchmark. Two last things. The Saving America's Treasures grants is a new grant being rolled out by the National Park Service. It's one we're doing outreach on because it has kind of a two-part thing. It preserves projects, so consider like national historic sites that are in the National Registry or National Historic Districts that might have some projects that need preserved or maintained or we'll say repaired. But also it preserves collections. I don't have a huge background in that area of expertise, so I'm learning alongside you what preserving collections looks like. But nonetheless, there's information coming out from the National Park Service on that, and we're working to do outreach on it. Already having done some locally. And then to the chairman's interest, I'm sure, but also to yours as well, Commissioner Bell and Commissioner McFall. Everybody's, I'm sure, very interested, but specifically Marty. The VA clinic is one we're chasing down, and I literally mean chasing down. A few months ago, the recently dismissed director, just leave it at that, was in our backyard. I found out about it on short notice, and within 20 minutes had myself in front of him, walking him to his next destination, emphasizing the need for that clinic in this area and the Congresswoman's support for that. I was shared, basically the note that the director then shared was we need to do an out-of-cycle request because we do have a Fremont County clinic slated in the requests that would come to the VA in FY26. And I personally don't like the idea of making our veterans in this area wait that long. The Congresswoman doesn't like that idea. I know you all don't like that idea. So I communicated that to the director then. Since then, we have met with the interim director as well as their higher ups and bosses and said, first of all, has any of the change of command had any impact on our out-of-cycle request that we made? Because that was the recommendation that came out. The answer was no. There's been no impact on that out-of-cycle request. And at the time, they were saying that looks fairly favorable. I don't have a timeline for you. I wish I did. But the out-of-cycle request looks for things like turnkey operation that were early in the discussions, but also that I think we're just said, okay, well, that can wait for the 26 appropriation. We're not waiting. we're chasing this down. And again, I do mean literally. They'd look for something, if an existing space is involved, it would be a 20-year lease. And we're also aware of kind of the part of the conversation that's been folded into involving the need for a dialysis center in the area. So we're bringing that to the conversation, although I don't have any guarantees on that end. This would be a single primary care team that would be destined for this location up to, and maybe a second primary care, but TBD. Those are my notes, but happy to answer any questions now or later.
So are when it comes to the clinic, they're talking about fiscal year 26. But but they're also looking for turnkey. I mean, are they going to be in the process of looking for that location? I mean, are they still trying to identify in the meantime over the course of the next 2 years?
Yeah, so in short, the FY26 piece of that is that, yes, while they are looking for turnkey, I know that looking sounds like now, but it's not.
Right.
Looking for FY26 looks like doing some, some background research, and then as it gets closer, because meanwhile, there are multiple other projects in the VA's Chief Strategy Office that are being executed as we speak, right? And some of them are in Colorado, thankfully, and some of them close by, and that's great. It would be even greater if we accelerated that timeline, which is the purpose of that out-of-cycle request.
Right.
Does that answer your question? Or
Yeah. I mean, it's,
unsatisfying in some ways.
well,
but
sure. I mean, we still need to press them.
We agree. Yeah.
Okay.
And so does, for that matter, the staff in the rest, in the DC office. I have a great partner on the effort, Ryan, and there is not a lot of room between us on making sure we stay in touch with these folks. Basically, the higher authority, I'm trying to recall the acronym name, but it's VISN 19 within the VA, was the one that assured us before the director's dismissal that this out-of-cycle request has good chance, and I emphasize the word chance because nobody can guarantee it till it's done, right? But they like the chances just based on VA leadership feedback.
Okay.
So,
All right. Commissioners?
Unfortunately, it's all chance. They can't even fund the government to run, so
yeah.
got to keep trying. No, I appreciate your help as well as Katie's and Congresswoman's support for the bills that we're trying to push through National Association of Counties that help us tremendously here locally. So I appreciate all that support and appreciate you coming to give us a little update today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Justin.
Thank you, Justin. Appreciate it. That is the last item on our agenda. And I see the sheriff here. I didn't know if he had anything he wanted to, if we wanted to inject him in here. If not, he can. Yeah. If not, it's all right.
I believe today's his birthday.
We still got 3 hours to go, so.
Okay, I thought, have you talked to the commissioners about the insurance plan, Tony? Okay, we've elected to go forward with that. And so, the county manager brought some information to myself and detention staff, and Fremont County is going to be probably the first in the state, I believe, in my talking with other sheriffs, that are going to enter into a program where we're going to supply medical insurance to people that leave the facility at no cost to those individuals. So we're going to try to work with the service provider. We're going to have to train some individuals on how to get our people that are leaving the facility signed up for that program. There are some boxes that they will need to check, and there are some income levels that cannot be exceeded. So it's not going to be for everyone. But our goal is to try to get medical care and mental health care for everyone that qualifies that leaves the facility. And again, it will be at no cost to those individuals. So I think that's a good thing.
That would be a great thing.
Can I ask a question, Mr. Chair? We did talk about this.
We did.
Yeah,
He did bring this to our attention, so I appreciate that. What is the cost to the county?
None.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I wanted that to be out there. So
I was going to try to sneak it in the road and bridge.
The road and bridge, since they're gone now. I think it's a wonderful opportunity to try to help and hopefully get those guys on the straight path when they get out, especially with the
Yes,
mental health.
that's the goal.
Yeah. Thanks, Sheriff.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And just a reminder, if you see some of the new vehicles out there, they were in the parade the other night, but we were, about 12, 13 months ago, we were talking about getting things back on track with our fleet management with the Sheriff's Department, and we see some of the fruits of that now. We've got several of the new vehicles on the road as we speak.
Are we still on the record?
Oh, we are.
All right. So I got to ride in one of the new vehicles, and my county ride is a 2014 Dodge pickup truck. And the interior is not as nice as the new patrol vehicles, but I will have to tell you that having a smart vehicle and a dumb sheriff don't mix well, because I had difficulty locating the transmission. But it has one.
You just push the
Very
button,
nice
probably.
one. No, you have to pull the switch
Oh,
up.
switch out, yeah. They are.
Which, doing like I was doing doesn't work. So thank you.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Chair, I would be remiss this morning if I didn't say, while the sheriff is standing in front of us, I'm not going to lead, but it would be appropriate if we sang happy birthday to our sheriff today.
Oh, my
because
goodness.
It is his birthday, so happy birthday, sir. You're welcome.
Well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
With that.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
That's right.
I guess, yes, the next time we
Christmas,
sit
happy
up
holidays,
here,
yeah.
it will be the day after Christmas. So Merry Christmas, everyone. With that, we are adjourned.